Hello, lovelies. As you can see from the stack right here, I will be doing a December TBR. I promise you guys that I'll try to be more consistent with doing monthly TBRs since this year I've only done like 3 monthly TBRs out of 12 months. So yeah, this would be, I did April and May, I know for sure, or was it March? So this will be like my fourth monthly TBR. And next year I'll try to be more consistent. I just don't do them because some months I only have 4 books in mind to read. But the end of the year I tend to have more books to read before the year ends. So this month I have 7 books physically that I want to get to before December is over. Um, I do have I think 2 or 3 that I don't own physically, but we'll see as we get through. We'll see how much more books I have in mind to read for December. But yeah, thank you guys for joining this video. Hopefully there's some books here that you want to read as well, or you've already read. Just let me know what you think about them, if I'm gonna love them or not, if you watch my channel and see my reading taste. But for the most part, I think I pick really good books that I know I will like. So I have a good feeling I'm gonna love most of these books. So yeah, let's begin. The first book, you might not even know about the series, but I personally love this series, even though I forgot the first book's name. I was just trying to think about it earlier. But this is The Charm Witch Seamstress. It's the third and probably the final book in this trilogy surrounding like these witches. The first book is, it has something to do with apprentice in the title. The Herb Witch, I think it was The Herb Witch Apprentice is what the first book was called. It's a self-published novel. It has like these pretty illustrations in the book. I bought the second book physically, but I never bought the first book physically, and now I have the third book physically. But I really love the second book. I gave it 5 stars. So obviously I want to continue the series. I've been waiting on it to be released this whole time. I also have another book by the author, To Sway a Soul, which I haven't read yet. I do plan to read at some point. It just seemed like a spring book, so I haven't picked it up. The last time I unboxed this was in spring and I never got to picking it up, so it's my fault that I missed the window that it fit perfectly to read it. But regardless, let's move on to the next book, which I'm gonna move on to one that I don't own physically. I have been slacking on my Teak and Fisher reading, so I want to pick up a Teak and Fisher book this month. I still need to finish the Paladin series, so I most likely will be picking up Paladin's Hope, the third book in the series. It's much shorter too, so I have a chance of finishing it. So Paladin's Hope, it's surrounding one of the paladins and another guy, but I don't know if that guy came up in the prior books before because he sounds familiar. But yeah, basically, I want to pick up Paladin's Hope for my next book to read in December by Tegan Fisher. Then I have over here Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. So this is, you can see, it's a very holiday book. I don't know if it's Thanksgiving through Christmas. I don't really know what this book is about. I just love the cover and I know it's a holiday book. And what better time to read a holiday book other than in December during the holidays, you know? So that is why I put this one on here. It's a romance book. I'm trying to read more contemporary romances. I have been loving them, just I have to pick very carefully contemporary romances because I tend to get bored real fast and I like to read up to like 70% mark of the romance book and then I stop reading because I'm like, okay, they got together. I don't need to read anymore. I've been trying to get myself out of that habit. It works better once I have the romance book physically because I'm telling you, I have a lot of romance books on Kindle that have, it just says 60%, 70%. I never continue reading them because they got together. I feel like most romance books, once they're together, it just gets boring. I'm just like, okay, the chemistry is good, yeah, but like the anticipation isn't there anymore for me. So I'm just like, but yeah, once I own it physically, I'm gonna read through all the way, and it's been great. I've been reading more contemporary romances, and they've been like a solid 4-star read for me. I haven't really read any that's a 3-star. Did I this year? Probably I did. I read one, but I forgot about it because 3-star books I always forget about because they weren't that exquisite for me to remember them. But yeah, Good Spirits, Going in Blind. I have no idea what it's about. I just want to read it. And then I have another contemporary romance book. It's called The Marriage Narrative by Claire Kahn. I picked it up because it's Claire Kahn. I actually have 2 books by her physically that I own that I haven't read. This one and what is it called? Love in All the Haunted Places. I have it over there. I need to read that one as well very soon. I like her writing style. That is why I always buy her books that she releases. I think she's releasing another one next year, but I'm finally gonna pick up one of hers because I've read one book by her so far, and I think she has 4 books out. So, and I only read one, and it was like the one where the girl's on holiday with her best friend that she's in love with, and he knows she's in love with him. It was all messy, but I loved it. But this one seems messy too. Like they having a whole marriage contract over here, and they're on TV too, I believe. I don't remember. Yeah, they're on TV. It's a reality TV show about the guy's family's lives, and he basically what did he do? He got married to her just to make his family like get off his back or something. I don't know. It sounds messy and dramatic and romantic, so I'm ready to read it. We have a whole theme over here. Another romance book, contemporary romance. Real by Kennedy Ryan. So I read Kennedy Ryan's the Skyland series, all three books recently, in like in the time span of a month, but over the course of 2 months. But I started in the middle of 1 month, and then the second, and then the beginning of the other month. So it was like less than a month's time in which I read those three books, the Skyline series books. And all of them I gave 5 stars. Obviously, that gave me the kick to go finally pick out Real by her. I actually wanted to read this one first, but it just everyone was saying they were crying reading this one, and that is why I did not pick it up, because I'm like, why is everyone crying? I don't like to pick up books that would make me cry. I am not that type of person where I hear that you cried reading a book, so I go up my way to go find that book and cry too. Honestly, I have cried before reading books, but it's usually is fantasy books, because that is a reader that I am originally, a high fantasy reader. Granted, I over the years have gone more into like lighter, cozy fantasies. I found that I love those more. They just make me feel so warm in my heart, and that's what I like feeling. I don't really like the stress of like higher fantasy sometimes, but I will read them when they're really good magic systems in the book. I will go and pick it up because I love the science of magic in books. So I do love to read about really exquisite magic systems. Like I will read a Brandon Sanderson here and there, but not back to back. It will stress me out. But yeah, we're going off topic. So yeah, Real by Kennedy Ryan. I don't know what it's about either. I know it's a movie star and like a movie producer or something. I don't know. Something in their relationship makes it hard for them to get together, is all I know. But it's Kennedy Ryan. I know she's gonna do a good job, and I know there's gonna be some really good chemistry between these two. And I think I saw that she's releasing another book, probably centered in this world, because the cover looks similar to this book, and it must be related to this one because it's called Score. I saw it recently on Instagram, but I didn't really look into it that much. I just saved a screenshot of it so I can find it on my phone and remember that it exists to buy it in the future. But yeah, this one I'm planning to read as well this month. I have one thriller I want to read this month. It's called The Perfect Rune by Shannara Williams. I read The Wife Before Her by her this year, and I really love that one. It was a Rebecca kind of retelling. It wasn't exactly like Rebecca, but it was similar. It was based off Rebecca retelling, but in more modern day settings. But yeah, Shannara Williams, she writes all types of books. She writes mysteries, thrillers, romances, and fantasies. I only read that one book by her, but I do have one of her fantasies. It's called Vicious Bonds, I believe. I do have that book on audio that I want to read at some point in the future. But I've mostly been looking at her thrillers because I read a thriller from her first, so I'm just like more interested in her thrillers. But I love fantasy, so I'm eventually gonna pick up a fantasy by her. So I believe she was coming out with something next year too, because I remembered I saved a screenshot of something that she is gonna be releasing, like maybe March or something of next year, but I just can't remember the title because it's a lot of books in my head. Okay, so I have to see it to remember it. Okay, but yeah, this one now is called The Perfect Ruin. Surrounding this girl who is trying to avenge her family. Something happened with her family, and it's like all focused on this one older woman. I think it's in Miami. That was one of the things that had caught my interest about this book. Yeah, it's in Miami, and I'm in Florida. I'm close to Miami. I don't live in Miami. I'm actually afraid of Miami. Every time I go there, I don't like the city. I'm more in the suburbs area. So whenever I go to the city, I'm like, I don't know, it's so loud. Yeah, and it's filled with a lot of people. I'm more like quiet neighborhoods, quiet neighborhoods with not my neighbors not packed next to me like that. But yeah, it's set in Miami, so that's why I wanted to read it, because I'm like, I'm close to Miami. I know I've been in Miami, so reading it will be interesting, like a place that I've actually been in. Because most of the books I read, I've never been to those cities, those states, and whatever. So, or those countries. So it'll be different for me to read something that I'm actually kind of from that place, but not really. Like I'm from Jamaica. Like I read a book where they went to Jamaica, and I feel like it was not done that great because Jamaica really isn't like that. But it's in the perspective of tourists. I keep going off topic. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, The Perfect Groom by Shannara Williams. I plan to read that one as well in December. Let's go and pick up another physical book. I have over here Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldir. Did I say that right? I think it's like Baldir would be DER, not Baldry. Regardless, this is like a spin-off, but I think it's a prequel, not a sequel to Legends and Lattes, which I read that last November, and I it was very randomly I decided to buy this one and read it. Honestly, because I already read Legends and Lattes and I love that one, so I was like, yeah, I feel like going back to the world. Even though this one, she's not with the characters from Legends and Lattes, that's why I was kind of hesitant to pick up this book because it's kind of like before she meets all those people in Legends and Lattes, which I really love the gang. That's why I love that book. But I love Viv too. I love how big and strong she is and like how serious she is. So I do want to see her in a different setting. So yeah, I'm planning to read this one as well this month. And then over here, I have once again this mammoth of a book. Outbound. I need to finish this book before this year is over. I know Tracy Dion is going to be coming out with the fourth book sooner or later, so I just want to get caught up and like ready for the fourth book when it's once it's coming out. I don't want to be hurrying to finish this one once the fourth one is out because if I don't pick it up now, I'm just gonna leave it there for months and months and months. And I've already started it. I already got to like page 90 or something like that. So I want to just read it all the way through and finish it up. So Outbound, I didn't get to it in November, unfortunately, but I want to read it in December. I think I have another one I don't own physically on this little TBR. Undead and Unwed. I don't know anything about this book. I just know the title and the cover. I got recommended this on Audible and it has like a Christmassy look to it. So I was like, let me see it for Christmas time. But it's about a vampire. She lives alone for centuries. She's very old. I don't remember how old though, but she's been alive for centuries. She's all alone. Something happened where I guess she moved somewhere. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try and tell you the synopsis because I don't know. I don't remember. I read the synopsis and it was interesting to me at the time, and that is why I have kept it on like my TBR for the future. And the future is here now. So December, I will be reading Undead and Unwed via Audible. But yeah, because I couldn't find it anywhere else, it was Audible. I got it recommended, and it looks like it's an Audible exclusive book. So I'll be listening to it there. Then lastly, this was a random pickup as well, but I'm gonna read it. The Weaver Bride. It's like this lady, she can open all these doors, but she's not supposed to be able to open more than the she's not supposed to be able to open so many doors in this fantasy world. And also she is trying to get married to a weaver because being married to a weaver for some reason is very important for her in this world. Like it's like a coveted thing to be married to a weaver. It helps her in some way. So that's all I know about this one. I don't know. It just gave me like fairy tale vibes, the cover and like the whole synopsis. But I don't think it's like a fae book, but like it has like this fairy tale vibe to it, and it's like a romantic fantasy. And I haven't really read like a light romantic fantasy in quite a while now, so I wanted to pick this one up in December. I just wanted a nice little fantasy romance, and I hope this is a standalone because I didn't really look to see if it was. I'm kind of tired of reading series right now. I want a standalone fantasy romance, and I hope this is one of those. So this is my stack of a TBR for December. It's a lot of books, 7 books physically, which is more than I usually have physically to read in one month. I usually have like 4 or 5 physical books, and then the rest of them are not physical. But yeah, I have 3 not physical and 7 physical books to read. So 10 books on this December TBR. How many will I read? Because last month I did 10 as well. And girls, I did not read those 10 books. Obviously, as you can see, Upbound is on here again. I think I read 4 or 5. Yeah, probably like 40 to 50% of the books I read. My bad. I am a mood reader. I wanted to do one of those TBR games where you wrap your books and then pick them out and like a number generator pick it for you. But if I do that, it will be a fail. I know I will only probably read like 2 of the books. Or maybe I should do it, but do 5 books and then leave the rest, next 5 for myself to read, like pick randomly throughout the month. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it because I do want it. I always wanted to do one of those fun little TBR games. I'm a mood reader, and I feel like I like to actually do what I say I'm gonna do. When it comes to books, I just don't do what I say I'm gonna do. I don't read the books that I said I'm gonna read. Even these, I hope I read them. I know I'm gonna read most of these because I really want to read Outbound. It's number 1 on the TBR. And Good Spirits, I literally have 2 days to listen to the audiobook with the physical book, so I'm gonna be reading that for sure. So yeah. And The Charmer's Seamstress. I've been waiting all year long for this book. I'm definitely reading it in December. So that's 3 books there for sure I'm gonna read. I said that last month too, and I didn't read those 3 books. I read one of the 3. And this was one of the 3 that I didn't read, but I'm still gonna read it before the year ends. But yeah, this is my December TBR and also my before the year ends TBR. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my little chit chat. I will be seeing you guys in my next, probably a reading vlog. But yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in the future. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.